What up? What up? How's everyone doing? Hold up, just checking some things real quick. Cool. Silver Days, good to see you. Emwo, guys, if you're over on YouTube, make sure to drop a like on the stream. Let's get as many people in here as possible. Looks like we might have the potential for a little XRP pump over the course of this live stream. That would certainly be nice. Oh, Jetjock, good to see you, man. Always great to have you here nice and early. Floor, Taylor, what up? What up? Barber, Steve, beautiful Tuesday. Yeah, it's beautiful here in the Northeast as well, man. It is gorgeous outside, and of course I'll be locked inside all day, so that's nice. But I hope everyone's doing well today. I haven't had a chance to look at the news much today. If anyone has anything interesting there, I would love to see it. I did just come across a pretty interesting article from Eleanor Tarrant that I thought you guys would find interesting, so we'll jump into that. Let's see who we got here. Miguel, Tracy, Keith, good to see everyone here. Wow, a lot of people here earlier. This is awesome. Harlan, good to see you. Molly, Stuart, baby, good to see you. Michael, Tyron, hope everyone's doing well today. Roger, good to see you, man. Always great having you here. Let me see if I can find that Eleanor Tarrant thing, because it really aligned with something that I heard from Perry and Boring directly at Consensus. Are you guys watching the Cricket World Cup? No, I'm not watching, but maybe some other people here are. Yeah, so this is just from Eleanor Tarrant, and this just broke, and this is something I was speculating on, so it's really good to see. It looks like Commissioner Mark Uenda says that he believes SAB 121 should be withdrawn. This is what Eleanor said directly. So she said that she believes that we will ultimately see SAB 121 withdrawn. And that's now two SEC commissioners kind of coming down on SAB 121 and saying it should be withdrawn. So one of the things being speculated on is the Biden administration was never actually, or the Biden administration had to veto it because they said they would. If they didn't, they would look weak. So a lot of people think the Biden administration is going to convince the SEC to pull it back behind the scenes so that they don't actually have to take the blame for wimping out and kind of not appealing it or not vetoing it, but then essentially they still get to get rid of it for the political reason. So it's going to be interesting to see that. It seems like at this point, the SEC is really on their own, even against their own administration when it comes to SAB 121. So I wouldn't be surprised if there was some damage control coming in there. We also have an XRP ETF discussion on Fox Business News today. I find this pretty interesting. It's like every single time Brad is getting on an interview now, it's all about the XRP ETF. So maybe we'll get something interesting here. I would love to get some real news on the XRP ETF rather than just, oh, well, it's bound to happen eventually, right? Like we all know it's bound to happen. So I'm wondering, right, can we actually get something that gives us any indication that it could be sooner than later? Will be very interesting to see this interview. Either way, it's always very interesting to see what Brad Garlinghouse is saying in these interviews. Kevin, good to see you, man. Great to have you here. See what else we got. Let's check through the news a little more, see if anything interesting comes up. If anyone has any Q&A they want to let rip, would love to see it. I see a lot of talk about Brad Garlinghouse on Fox about XRP ETF. Yeah, Taylor, that's funny. Me and you were on point with that one. I would be surprised if it was anything more than that as well. He was at Consensus just the other day, and it didn't seem like there was anything more there. But who knows? Maybe he'll drop something. Typically, Fox News is more of like an article Brad would set, or an outlet Brad would set up himself and go out to make an announcement. While CoinMarketCap is more of something where they probably just catch him and say, hey, talk on this. So it could be something more than that, but I would be surprised. One Eye Willie, good to see you. I would like to get something with substance from Brad, like what did the judge decide or how much we owe to the SEC. Well, he doesn't really know any of that. That's gonna come down to what Judge Torres rules on. So we need to get a Judge Torres ruling before Brad can really answer those questions. Yeah, it's a little unfortunate, right, that we've kind of been in this case, because I'm sure Brad has had to be very, very careful with the things he talks about. But hopefully that comes to an end very soon and Brad can be a little more loose with it and really make some announcements that we've kind of been waiting for. Looks like Bitcoin has a pretty nice pump as well. So this is really nice. Brad and I go live at the same time. I'm here though. Are they live on X right now? Let me take a look. I don't see him. I don't see him yet. Spaces? Yeah, I'm checking Spaces. I don't know why it's not showing up. Sometimes Spaces can be a little whack. Yeah, I mean, obviously it's going to get to the point where it's hard to... Oh, yeah, they are live. Let me see. Oh, it's over. It looks like it just ended. So I just checked it out. It looks like it just ended, so you're not missing anything there. Yeah, it's tough to get all the schedules lined up perfectly, so you're not cutting anyone off, but... Looks like the market looks pretty solid here. Bitcoin above 70,000 is obviously very good to see. Pump kind of came out of nowhere. But this thing does look pretty substantial at this point, right? Got a pretty big vertical candle there. Let's take a look at the daily chart again. Yeah, so Bitcoin really needs to push kind of up above these levels. If it can do that, I mean, we're back in price discovery, and we could be talking about an $80,000 Bitcoin. I think that's going to get a lot of excitement back in the market. Craig says, happy Tuesday, Mikkel. Have you put any of your digital assets under the protective umbrella of an LLC? Yes, this is something I'm working on because it's something I'm going to be advising clients to do. We're at Digital Wealth Partners, we're going to be looking to implement a lot of these things, such as LLCs, trusts, and pretty much everything that the retail investor is going to need to essentially really capitalize in the digital asset market. Look, it's not going to be a product for necessarily everyone right now, but as people get more and more wealth under them, it's going to be really important. It's going to be really important to be able to protect your assets, put forward tax mitigation strategies, and overall just do things that the ultra rich people do. I've had discussions with some people here on these things specifically, and some of it is just really overlooked in this industry specifically. When you take a look at the traditional asset market, trusts, LLCs, insurance, all of these things are standard, and it just really hasn't worked its way into the digital asset market yet. So at Digital Wealth Partners, we're really looking to be able to provide these services for the digital asset world because they're critical, right? They're absolutely critical, and we just don't have them yet. So I think I'm going to need that trust set up big time. Yeah, no, look, a lot of people don't understand why a trust can be so beneficial, but I'll list you guys just a couple of them right now. One, it separates your assets from you personally. So look, if XRP goes to those $10 to $100 regions where we think it can go, you need to be able to protect that XRP, because if you were to be driving on the highway and accidentally rear end someone, it's not going to take a genius lawyer to realize that you have a lot of assets. Those assets are going to be on the table unless you can separate them away from your personal name. A great way to do that is with trusts and LLCs. Now, the biggest thing about a trust and an LLC right now is most people just don't understand how to properly do them for the digital asset space. I mean, most lawyers, right, they don't really know anything about crypto. So we work with cryptocurrency specific trusts and LLC attorneys that are essentially able to create asset protection wrappers on your accounts so that if anything crazy was to ever happen with you or your family, right, you have the proper protection. And one of the coolest things that we can actually implement is something called a trigger trust. And this is going to be for higher net worth people who have a lot to protect. But even if you were to get yourself in a position in one of these trigger trusts where you were essentially being brought to court and they were asking you specifically to transfer your assets over, we have custodians in other countries that don't actually have to follow the United States legal jurisdiction, and they'll just refuse to send those assets over on your behalf because essentially you're going to be in a place of distress. So there's some really cool wrappers you can put on your accounts to provide you with that essentially institutional security on your assets. Will you offer this service available in the UK? Yes, absolutely. Look, we're looking to offer this in as many places as possible. Lucky, one of the cool things about the Trigger Trust is it's actually all in the United States until you get to the point where you need that triggering event. So You can set it up just in the Cook Islands to start. Some people are uncomfortable with their assets being domiciled outside the United States, even though technically, I mean, from a legal perspective, it's safer. But one of the cool things about a trigger trust is we can actually keep your accounts in the United States under, say, Wyoming's jurisdiction. And then if you ever did, if it ever did become an issue where we wanted to further protect those assets, in the snap of a finger, we can transfer that trust over to the Cook Islands, and then boom, it's pretty much untouchable by the United States. So look, what I'm talking about right now is a really, really zoomed out picture of what these things offer. Ultimately, we're going to sit down with you and create an environment that's perfect for your own situation. And that's what's so nice about being able to do this as an investment advisor, right? It allows me to actually look at your specific situation and put you in contact with some of the best people in regards to tax mitigation, trust creation, all of this stuff for the digital asset space. So like I said, right, a lot of these services at the current moment, for some people might be a little out of reach. They might not be necessary, but it doesn't take a lot of asset appreciation for something like XRP for me to say that almost everyone in here might want to have a product like this. So it's just something to start thinking about now. And our goal really is to make it easy for you. There's going to be a lot of people who need these services, and we have a team of experts who can handle it. Mikkel, I saw your video yesterday about Ripple or Coinbase going to the Second Circuit. Logically, I think Coinbase would go the distance, but the SEC isn't logical, so who knows? That's so funny you say that. Montana, this is one of the things I say all the time on my channel. People always try to come to me and say, oh, Mikkel, like, logically this would happen. Logically this would happen. It's kind of funny when you break down the SEC's arguments, because everything has to be taken from an illogical perspective. Nothing they've really done has been logical. So, logically we can break down a lot of the things the SEC should have done, but they haven't. So I really like the way you said that. Logically, something should happen in terms of Coinbase going to the Second Circuit rather than the Ripple, but who knows? Also, guys, make sure to smash the like button. Super, super, super helpful. Smash that like button. It's really going to help get this video far and wide. If you're on X, or retweet would go a long way. Let's see if we can get this thing over 200 likes. Absolutely awesome. And guys, you should see how many new viewers watch the channel and get involved in XRP from these live streams. For some reason, these live streams specifically go like super viral and getting new people into the XRP community. And, I can come up here and talk all day long, but you guys really determine how much reach we get and how many new people we can get in here each and every day. And the best way you could do that is simply by smashing the like button or doing a retweet. So thank you to everyone who does that. It's super, super helpful. We're taking a look at XRP right now. Looks like Bitcoin's going on a nice run. What a time to live stream. Perfect. It's nice to get a nice little pump in here. Let me see what else we got. Kawaii Girl says, how much do you call? You look, I'm not going to get into that on the live stream right now, just because we don't have the documentation signed off yet. It's all created. We just need to sign off on a lot of the documentation. So all that will come in time. I will tell you right now, for large portions of money, it is extremely, extremely cheap. For smaller portions of money, it's a little more expensive. But look, it's just hard to say, depending on everyone has a different view of what's expensive and what's cheap. Personally, I believe the simple ability to get insurance on your accounts, get multi-signature custody, get qualified custody. I think those three things combined really, really, really validate the price point we're at. So all of that will come in time. Right now, we're just looking to get everything in the perfect place so you guys get the most benefit from it. Awesome, Kawaii Girl. Well, Kawaii Girl, we would love to have you over there. And, I think in the next week or two, I'm really going to be able to put some information. I have a trust and an LLC. Oh, awesome. Awesome. Good to know. Yeah, no, we can definitely work with you on that, Kawaii Girl. So, awesome. Yeah, look, these are the things that the ultra rich do, and there's a reason they do it. I'll give you guys another example just real quick of why you'd want to trust or an LLC, because Mickle, I didn't realize you were saying I'm gonna call you Mickle Stormy. That's so funny, Roger. Oh man. No, I don't need to be wrapped up in one of those cases. Also, Chadwick, thank you for the gifted membership, and a huge shout out to whoever got that. Another big advantage of a trust or LLC is once you structure something as a corporation, you pay corporate taxes rather than personal income taxes. So, for those of you watching who are in a high tax bracket and are paying and are paying essentially gains on your tax bracket for sales of cryptocurrency. Look, there's a lot of tax mitigation strategies that can be implemented so that you can essentially not pay nearly as many taxes on your digital assets. So there's a lot of stuff here. There's a lot of stuff here that are going to be introduced to the XRP community in a short period. And overall, my goal is just to bring more professional services to the cryptocurrency industry. When I work with people in TradFi, they often sit there and say, how do you not have insurance on accounts? How do you not have multi-signature? How do you not have qualified custody, right? All of these things are critical, and we hope to implement them. Bitcoin's still pumping. Let's take a look at the XRP price chart. Almost up to 71 on Bitcoin. This could be very, very interesting if we could really get some momentum here. XRP hanging out, pushing close to 53 cents. Would love to see XRP kind of push back up to this region up here, about the 60-cent range. 60-cent range. Let's keep an eye on Bitcoin first. It looks like it's leading the market right now. Do you like Sologenic? I do like Sologenic. I would need to do some more research, I think, personally, on the token itself and the value there. But I do like the Sologenic team a lot, and it seems like they're building a lot of cool stuff over there. For a while, I was a little skeptical on the Sologenic team, and it seems like that skepticism was generally misplaced. So, yeah, it seems like they're doing some cool things over there, and they've been one of the most committed people to the XRP ledger. KG, what do I charge for my financial services? All of that, I can't get into it on this channel, right? I just can't. All of that is going to be made very apparent. I just, I can't talk about it on the live streams, just because I need to separate what I do here from what I do over there. And that's a little too business oriented, but I promise you guys, it will all be very, very clear. It will be very obvious what the price points are. It'll be very obvious how you sign up, how you can get more information. All of that is going to be super, super clear. So I don't mean to sit here and act like I'm like dodging the question or I don't want to talk about it. I would love to talk about it. It's just really important that I kind of separate the YouTube channel from what I'm doing over there. And if I start talking about pricing and all that up here, right, obviously that could be kind of blurring the line a little bit. So all of that is going to have to be addressed on the business side. And I would love to set up talks with many people here. And there's going to be big discounts for being a member and stuff like that. All of that's going to be made available. But just want you guys to know, right? Like, it's in the process. You guys won't miss out on anything. Don't worry. And when the time comes, the time will come. Awesome. Yeah, it's crazy with the amount of stuff I have going on these days, but super exciting too. About how long do you think until you're ready to sign us? Look at yesterday, Chadwick. Yesterday, like I wish it was ready yesterday. There's some very exciting things going on in the background right now, and I just want to make sure everything's stamped, right? Like everything has a bow on it for you guys. I want to make sure that everything is like perfect. It's seamless. No questions. You do this, this, and this. Everything's automated, so you guys don't have to do anything on your own. So it's just all about like putting the bow on it right now. We have everything pretty much there. So look, if it's in 2 weeks from today, I would expect it to be very, very easy for that onboarding process. And I think that might be even a little conservative, but it really shouldn't be too much longer. It's cool though. It's cool. There's some really cool things coming. So no, Taylor, I haven't got a chance to watch the full DS interview with, I don't know who that person's name. I don't know. Anything interesting from it I should be paying attention to? Defin, great to see you, man. We always love to have you here. And also, guys, the stream's popping off right now. We got 800 people in here pretty early. So make sure you smash that like button on the stream. Retweet if you're on X. Like I said earlier, this is one of the best ways you get more and more people in the XRP community. People join all the time. For sure. Members will certainly get a discount. Members will certainly get a discount. Working to set all of that up right now, and that's one of the means. That's just one of the reasons why I want to make sure everything has the bow on it, right? Like that's one of the things we need to make sure we get going. So this time is 7 p.m. So worst, best family time. So the wife hinders. Oh, I'm sorry, Deefin. Deefin, where are you at? You don't have to give me a specific location, but generally, where are you at? Because 7 p.m. I didn't realize. You must be somewhere in Europe or something. Yeah, no, it's unfortunate, right? Every single person. We're attacking 71K. Yeah, no, we are. Every single person has a different time. Oh, Finland. Oh, yeah, I remember you said that. Yeah, no, there's no good time, unfortunately, for a lot of these things. Oh, it looks like DAI and Brad got their spaces back up and running. I'm assuming they messed up the first space, and that's why they had to shut it down. What are your guys' thoughts on this XRP with this Brad Garlinghouse discussion? I have a feeling it's just going to be another Brad saying the XRP ETF is inevitable, but does anyone think it's going to be anything more? Biden just shut down the southern border? Is that true? I haven't seen that. You can always tag me on X, guys. If you ever find anything interesting while I'm doing these live streams, always appreciate you guys just tagging me on X so I can pull it up nice and easily. Sometimes it's hard for me to find the actual news articles you guys are talking about, so always appreciate that. Biden could have done that 3 years ago. Galicio, good to see you, man. Always nice to have you here. Yeah, not finding that specifically. Oh, about the 7 to 1:30 meeting. Yeah, no. Well, it's great to have you here for whenever you can be, Taylor. I understand that we're a bit in the middle of the day here, and hopefully we can start doing more times, right? Hopefully we can start doing more times. Yeah, Brad's doing the Fox interview at 3. That's going to be interesting to watch. I was thinking about live streaming that, but I just don't think it's going to be worth it, to be honest. We'll see if I'm right there. My guess is it's going to be a little repetitive and a lot of stuff we've already heard, but we'll see, right? We'll see if we get anything new there. I would be surprised. If we got anything new in that interview. I will be locked from Brad's interview. Yeah, I'm going to be excited for it, but I'm just going to be surprised if it's anything. Yeah, I have a feeling it's going to be a nothing burger. Yeah. No, not Brad's fault, right? Brad has to do as many interviews as possible. You can't have a major announcement every time he does an interview. I would just be shocked if it was anything overly interesting. We'll see, though. I'd love to be wrong. Long time watcher, first time signing in and subscribing. XRP Army. Thank you so much, man. JDE, thank you. Mikkel, you are going to be making a video on Brad's interview. Yeah, I will. I am. That's great content for later. So I will do that for sure. Yeah, Taylor, I think you nailed it. I think multiple ETFs are inevitable. And even if Brad was going to do the interview, right, he would never announce in the interview that there's going to be an ETF. It would be the filer who filed the ETF. So Brad's never going to announce that there's going to be an ETF before an ETF is filed. So, that's why I probably think it's probably nothing. I think what a lot of these news organizations look, it's very good that he's on an interview talking about the ETF, right? Because the more he puts the ETF idea in people's heads, the more an issuer is going to see that and say, oh, there's clearly a lot of demand for this ETF. Let's get it going. Do we expect him to say, yeah, got off the phone with Larry last night. iShares XRPTF is full steam ahead. Oh, Taylor, you nailed it, man. That would be, imagine if Brad got in the interview. He's like, yeah, me and Larry Fink were talking last night. XRP ETF should be in the next couple of weeks. He's going to file it. This time was real. The last time that filing was also real, but people picked up on it too early. So we pulled it back and made up a fake event about how essentially someone hacked the website and filed it. Yeah, obviously he's not going to do that. So that's a great Taylor though. XXQXX, any news? No, I don't think anything groundbreaking I've seen so far today, but the market's definitely excited about something. I wouldn't be surprised if we got something interesting in the next couple of minutes. The market's excited about something, but I haven't seen anything overly exciting. Oh, there are some cool amendments being put forth about test transactions on the XRP ledger and essentially being able to do a test transaction without actually doing XRP to make sure the transaction is going to do what you want it to. I thought that was really cool. I thought that was very cool and unique. Anything that can make the XRP ledger different, unique, and purpose built is always going to be good. DXY down. Great idea. Let's take a look at that. I always forget to take a look at that, but I appreciate you guys always reminding me. Mickle, come on down to Jupiter FI after Cape Canaveral and I'll buy dinner. Oh, Roger, I would love to, man, but I already got my ticket in and out. Let me see if I can make some time. Would love to come down and get dinner with you, bro. Let me see what the deal is with my flight. I'm all over the place now that I'm working with Jake. So I just got to see how things fit into the schedule, but really appreciate their donation. I would love to come get dinner for you. If you find yourself in Cape Canaveral, make sure to let me know. There's going to be a lot of cool people there. A lot of people from the XRP community. So would love to see any of you there. Let me know. I'm sure I'll do a live stream and people can tell me if they're going, but would love to see you there, Roger, and appreciate the offer for sure. Do you see that interview with David Schwartz that Crypto Eerie highlighted today? I think I did. Let me take a look and confirm. I think I know what you're talking about. It's this interview, right? It's this interview that's circulating. I believe that's it. Let me just go to Eddie's channel. He's probably watching right now. Rob, good to see you. Yeah, Rob's going to be one of those people down at Cape Canaveral, I believe. So, Rob, I'm excited to get to see you there. And always appreciate you stopping in, man. Yo, am I back? Am I back? Let me know. Let me know. Can you hear me? Lucky. Oh man, we just got a power surge. We just got like a power surge and everything shut off. And I was like, oh boy. I was like, that. I don't know if we're gonna be able to recover. Okay, wow, that was a pretty smooth recovery, and somehow we gained viewers, so that's incredible. Um, Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. It looks like we had some kind of like all the lights in my room went off, everything just turned off, and I'm sitting there. I was like, oh boy, you should go back to the Honda. Yeah, the Honda was more reliable. That didn't happen on the Honda. It was Gary. Yeah, Gary's trying to shut us down. Yeah, guys, appreciate you sticking around. That was crazy. Sorry about that. Little technical difficulties, but um I thought your GF was taking you out after the Ellie and Wendy O picks. Oh, that's so funny, Taylor. That's so funny. Oh man, yeah, she's not gonna like when I post those on my Insta, but those are definitely going up there. Oh, that's good. That's good. That might be the comment of the day right there. What is this? 55K subs. Did we just hit that? Did we just hit that? That would be incredible. Yeah, we just broke it, Roger. Great call out, man. Great call out. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Yeah, we just got the 55,000. So, guys, if you're not subscribed, we'd really appreciate you joining. That's incredible. I can't believe we got to 55K. And guys, this channel suppressed so hard as well. So the fact that we could get to 55K with the amount of suppression we've had on the channel is incredible. Let's go. Let's go. That was crazy. Guys, make sure to smash that like button as well. Get as many people in here as possible. We got to do a little bit recovery after I rugged my own stream. It seems like I'm always getting in. It seems like I'm always the biggest enemy of my own stream here. We get it popping, and then I rug it. So, um, let's go back to Bitcoin. Once again, guys, sorry about rugging the stream. Crazy. All right, Bitcoin's still pumping. Good to see. Liz Clayman from Fox News. Liz Clayman is actually not bad. Liz Clayman hasn't been bad on the XRP subject. Roger, thank you so much for the donation. I appreciate it so much. Yeah, I can't believe we're at 55,000 subs. It's insane. I wonder if I could pull something up real quick. I don't think I've ever shared this on the channel. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick. It's cool. Thank you, Roger. You guys are so important to this channel growing the way it has. You guys are a critical piece of all of this, and I really can't express how much I appreciate you guys for really getting this channel to the point it's at and really helping me along the entire way. So, guys, thank you so much for everything you guys do. You guys are what really make these live streams so special, and you guys tuning in each and every day is really it's really incredible. So guys, thank you. I can't say that enough, and you guys are the reason why we've been able to get to this absurd milestone. I'm trying to pull up my subscriber stats for you guys. Once I figure out how to do it, I don't look at these that often, just because, you know, for me, as much as I get as much as I'm so happy about getting the subscribers, right? For me, it's really just producing the content. It always has been. So, oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here are the stats. So back in 2021, September 2021, we had 300 subscribers, and 3 years later, 55,000. So incredible journey. And look, I'm so excited for this to just go parabolic again and to get to these 100,000 levels. But I thought this is pretty cool. It's the lifetime of this channel, and obviously sitting back here just a couple short years ago, sitting at 0 subscribers, and to see this go to 55,000 is absolutely incredible. So thank you guys all so much for helping me get there. And yeah, it's really just a start. I say that all the time, but it really is just a start. I have so many massive plans for this channel, and it's so cool that we've kind of been able to do this in a bear market and through not a lot of exciting price appreciation. I can't imagine what's going to happen when a lot of the things we talk about really come into fruition. How the flip did Wendy O get so many subs? Oh, that's what happens in a bull market, right? That's what happens in a bull market. In a bull market, people really just come flooding into the industry, and they're desperate for knowledge. Like most of us, right, we have deep knowledge of this industry, but there's going to be a lot of people coming into the industry who really don't get it. And there's going to be an influx of people who are just subscribing because they feel like they need to learn everything possible in as short as a period of time as they can. Like a lot of us, we already have a great base knowledge, but there's going to be a lot of new people in the space. And look, a lot of you, right? When XRP is trading at those $5 to $10 marks, a lot of you guys are going to feel like, oh, geez, like there's going to be people coming in at $10 thinking they're getting like a huge discount, and it's going to be a completely different dynamic. It's going to be like us as these core people who really came together in the early days, and it's going to be the people who come in later. So it's going to be a complete shift in dynamic. I think it's going to be really cool and exciting, but I don't think people understand that. All right, things are going to change big as this industry develops. How do I become a client of yours? Frank, we would love to have you over. I'm going to make it very clear on how to do that in the coming weeks. We're setting up everything on the back end right now, just putting a bow on it. So don't you worry. I'll make it very clear on how to do that when the time comes. Just know you will, and I ensure you will know all about it. I will make it easy for everyone to get onboarded, to get that initial consultation, everything like that. We want to make it simple. We just want to make sure everything's ready for you. So don't you worry. I'm working tirelessly to make that happen. Coinbase starting to break out for. Oh, is Coinbase breaking out? Looks like there's a lot of excitement just coming into crypto in general. Let's take a look. Yep, 71,000 on Bitcoin. Coinbase up 6%. Crypto Clay, good to see you, man. No. Always great to have you. Just glad to have you a part of the stream, man. You don't have to apologize for anything. Great to have you here. Yeah, the whole market's looking pretty decent right now. GBTC up to $63. Cobb is yelling XRP ETF everywhere. So, yeah, that's tough. Yeah, man, he's excited. I get being excited. I just try to be a little bit more of a realist when it comes to this stuff. Hopefully that doesn't come across the wrong way, but I don't think there's any way we're going to be getting an XRP ETF announcement from Brad Garlinghouse. I know we're going to get an XRP ETF eventually, but I don't think it's going to come from Brad Garlinghouse. Taking a look at GBTC real quickly. This is interesting. It looks like GBTC is kind of leading the breakout here. We're getting some price discovery here in GBTC, which is awesome. Awesome. Wendy O is part of the Bitcoin Shields for years. She came out. Kathy Woods, I'm selling all my crypto when Bitcoin hit 17 3 weeks. Yeah, I mean, she's been converted. She talks about XRP now. So, look, if anyone comes over to the XRP side of things, I'll forgive them, right? We shouldn't hold grudges in this community. Digital assets are very complex, and if someone didn't understand digital assets and then comes over and learns about XRP and becomes part of the XRP community, overall, I think we have to embrace them with open arms. we can't expect everyone to be as smart as us, right? We can't expect everyone to just get it instantaneously. These things are very hard. These things are very complex. And a lot of people like Wendy O, guys, I know a lot of you think that she's kind of the propagator of a lot of the information, that she kind of is the one who's kind of out like spreading some of this stuff. But the reality is most of what she knows was learned from other people. So it's always possible that she just learned from someone who's a Bitcoin maxi. Those values got ingrained in her. It took her a while to see the light and see some of the other innovation. But if she's starting to see that, right, the best we can do is just open our arms and let her into the XRP community and just teach her what we need her to know, right? You don't have to watch her. You don't have to watch her to support her. But she has lots of subscribers. If we can get her on the XRP train and we can get her promoting it, yeah, she never hated it. She wants to cover it more. Look, guys, a lot of people just didn't understand it. And a lot of these OGs, right, like, they were told by Bitcoin maxis that they could only touch Bitcoin, and then it scared them, right? They don't want to get themselves into trouble promoting something that where they saw people who in their eyes had a big reputation saying not to do something. So crypto clay, man, that's funny. So that, you know, it's a lot of it's just lack of education. So I think a lot of them are going to come over and change their perspective in the near future, but I don't hold it against them, and I don't think any of us should. We want as many people as possible in the community. And, you know, holding people accountable for things they said a long time ago isn't going to be helpful. Looks like we're getting a little sell-off here. Let me see. BTC. Take a look at the dollar. Oh no, Crypto Clay. That will not be read out loud. That will not be read out loud. That's funny. That's funny, but it will not be read out loud. Oh, whoops. DXY. Get that open. Yep, so we're continuing to sell off on the DXY. Obviously, good news from that aspect. I think we get interest rates this week, right? Do we get interest rates this week? Does anyone know on that? I'm pretty sure we should get an interest rate decision at some point this week. That would be exciting. Reddit. Gold and silver are dropping. Sorry, guys, just taking a look at the news real quick, seeing if... I'm so grateful for the entire XRP community and this opportunity to change my family's life with my investment. So far, the best community ever. Yeah, no, I completely agree. I completely agree. Look, I always tell people this is like the XRP community is like you get the best education in banking, currency, foreign policy, investing, stocks. It's like you learn about everything, and it's so incredible how much smarter I've gotten from interacting with you guys and just being in this community. It's really, really special. It's really cool, and massive shout out to everyone out here. Massive shout out to everyone out here. It's incredible what we've kind of been able to tackle in this community together, and I agree. It makes you so much smarter. No change for the next 3 quarters on rates. Yeah, I think we might see something sooner than that, but we just have to see on the CPI data. I know, Roger. I'm so excited for that. I try not to think about it too much just because, you know, I really like to focus on the moment at hand and just enjoy where we're at. But I'm super excited for what these live streams are going to be like at higher prices. I'm excited and not excited, right? Like, as much as I love growing and expanding and making things bigger, it's also kind of cool. Like we have a very cool niche community right now. And I feel like the bigger it gets, it's going to kind of lose a little bit of that. But that's why obviously you guys will always be the OG members. You guys will always have that special kind of place. But it is kind of cool how it is right now. And as it gets bigger, obviously some of those dynamics are going to change. And hopefully it changes for the better. But I will say right now, as much as I'm excited to get things bigger and for things to grow and get more people in here, there also is a part of me that a little bit is like, oh man, I kind of love the group we have right now and the core people. So it has its benefits, it's got its drawbacks, but overall it's exciting. Can you review Notcoin? Yeah, I don't know if I need to review Notcoin. If it's look with a name like that, I'm a little suspicious as it is. Just scrolling through X real quick, see if we got anything interesting there. ECB still planning to drop on the 6th of June. Yeah, that's one of the things. Look, if the ECB is cutting rates, I'm not going to be surprised if the Federal Reserve follows very shortly after. A lot of it, right, with the ECB cutting rates is really forecasting what's going to happen in the United States. And if we take a look at the dollar is telling us that it's at a historically strong point. The dollar, right, is kind of signaling it's likely to move down this way. We know the dollar will move down when we get 5% interest rates down to, say, 3% interest rates. And if the ECB is already making this move, I don't think it's too much of a prediction to see the United States following suit here. So we'll see how that plays out, but I'm pretty confident it's likely what we're going to see in the near future. The dollar's not going to stay strong forever, especially not with the record debasement of the currency, and especially not with interest rates weakening. So I'm pretty confident we're going to see that. Just saw a post. Apparently, Goldman Sachs has a head of digital assets. It's so funny. Like all of these like big institutions, they come out and say digital assets, cryptocurrencies are rat poison. You can't touch them, and then they all have heads of digital assets. So, just remember, right? Everyone's got incentives to keep you out of this industry, and eventually they're going to have incentives to get you into this industry. So, charts anticipating it. Yep, charts are anticipating it the same exact way the XRP charts are anticipating a massive pump. So, just seems like everything's lining up so well for what's to come in the future. All's balls, good to see you, man. Don't you worry, man. It's great to have you, even if you're just here for a bit. Vegas Andrew, greetings from Las Vegas. Also, my name is more formal. What up, Vegas Andrew? Good to see you. Just checking the feed real quick, seeing if we have any interesting news we have to get into here. Let's see. Brad Garlinghouse interview later will be cool. I'm hoping for something new and exciting in that, but I'm not optimistic. Haven't seen any credible evidence that the petrodollar contract is just going to expire on June 9th. Would love if anyone could point me to something. I've heard people talking about that, but I haven't seen it either. Seems like a rumor. Let's see what AI says. Let's see. That's a good question. In Eddie's newest vid, David Schwartz says banks They are never going to be Ripple's success story. There's some skepticism about XRP. What do you think? Is that an old video or a new one? Because I know he said that a while ago. Look, I think it's just that banks are already so dominant, right? Banks aren't like, they're not gonna, it's not gonna be the success story in terms of banks go from like not being a significant player in the system to being a significant player because they're already a significant player. So, um, I don't know. I don't think much of it. Look, Ripple has a lot of big partnerships with banks, and I'm convinced banks are going to use the digital asset. I don't know if it gets more complicated than that. The crypto area video was fire. New video. Totally agree. Um, Grok says this. I don't know how much we take from this. Grok says, yes, the agreement between the United States and Saudi Arabia to sell oil exclusively in dollars, also known as the petrodollar agreement, is set to expire on June 9th, 2024. This agreement has been a cornerstone of global trade, has been significantly influenced by international finance systems since the 1970s. Yeah, I don't know. This is not like I'm reading Gronk and thinking, oh, Grok says it's true, but it is interesting. It seems to agree. Not seeing any news articles though. John White, I wouldn't worry about anyone's predictions. People make predictions all the time, and people's predictions are always wrong. So, look, no one can predict the future. I wouldn't be too worried. Did I see Jimmy Valley's post about Section 4A2 of the Securities Act of 1933? No, I'm not sure what you're talking about. The prince said he'll not be renewing the oil contract. Oh, so Erie was just posting it this morning. Okay, I'll have to check it out. Could be, right? It could be the Black Swan, although it seems like a lot of people know about it for it to be a Black Swan. Typically, Black Swans come out of nowhere, so we'll see. Oh, this is cool. These are the XRP automated market makers, so close to 5 million XRP locked up now. Oh, Andy, they're still working on some fixes. So that's why they're not being voted on. DID and cross-chain bridges, they're working on some fixes on the back end. So they're just waiting for those fixes to go in place before actually pushing them. So I was wondering the same thing for a bit too. It seems like they're just waiting for everything to be fixed before they continue voting there. Wow, this is an aggressive tweet. You know, I always thought I was aggressive in calling out the SEC, but here's a Gary Gensler post right here, and Ryan Selkis tweeted under it, "You're going to prison next year, Gary, and there's no one coming to save you." So that's aggressive. That's aggressive. In your opinion, will the Ripple case go to the Supreme Court? No, I don't think so. I think it's going to take too long, and we're going to have clarity by then. I think we'll likely have an SEC chair in by then who has common sense and is not going to want this case to keep going. So I don't think the Ripple case will go to the Supreme Court. I think this thing's going to be wrapped up before then. If Gary Gensler is the SEC chair for the next 8 years, maybe it's possible, but I don't think that's going to happen. So. Oh, and awesome. Really appreciate this info. It looks like Ripple 2.2 is on the final stretch for go live. So it looks like we'll have voting on those amendments again in the very near future. Over 100 million ZERP locked in. We can take a look at that. Let's go to XP Market real quick. AMM ranking. I don't see the ZERP pool. Yeah, I agree, lunatics. It is a sad reality. I mean, that's why personally I don't report on it that much. Just because I don't want people to get overhyped about things that I believe ultimately no one's going to be held accountable for. I hope that's not too much of a pessimistic view, but I don't know. XRP best. What's your top favorite utility coins? That's a good question. I'd say my top utility coins are one XRP, two Flare, um, three maybe you can throw in like an H bar or an XDC, Quant. I think this is people disagree with me on this, but I think Bitcoin's a utility coin. I think Ethereum's a utility coin, so they're up there. So all of those, but for me, it's XRP at the top. So let's see what else we got. I want to find that Erie interview real quick. See if I can give you my opinions on that because I'm sure a lot of people will have questions. Eddie. I always say Erie. I need to stop that. She's on these live streams too much for me to be messing up her name. It's just that I've watched her for so long and that I like forget. All right, let's listen to this clip. Ready?
Banks, it's very sexy when you close a deal with the bank, and we do that sometimes, but they're very slow movers. They're very slow to execute. They're very conservative. They're never going to be Ripple success stories, and it's hard to get them to push the benefits down to their customers because that's risky for them, and then it highlights where they're inefficient. So we focused a lot on banks in the beginning just because a press release with a bank is a big thing, but we discovered they're just very slow to move. Like if all they want is a press release, now we're like, hey, like we want to actually like move billions of dollars now. And they're like, yeah, we kind of don't.
Yeah, no, to me that's really not what anything I wouldn't expect, right? Like the big banks are going to capitulate last when it comes to using this technology. And I don't think at all he's saying that the big banks won't use it. I think he was very clear in the beginning there that big banks will use it and that they are working with banks. I think he's just saying it's not going to be right on the forefront of what Ripple's going to do. It seems like banks are just going to be sitting on the back end, adopting the technology as it goes, and on the back end, essentially, there's going to be more innovative companies working with Ripple, really driving the success story. I don't think anything in that said that banks won't be using XRP or anything like that. And in fact, the contrary, I think he said very directly that they're working with banks. They just can't push the banks as fast as they want the banks to move. But I think that's going to change with time. Look, the banks really can't use digital assets because of the regulatory policy in the United States. So the regulatory policy in the United States changes a lot. I think banks are going to be a lot more open to using the technologies. David is just fun to watch. I agree. I always listen to David so closely. I think it's important. You pay for fake live viewers? No, I actually talk about on this channel how I think I have a bunch of fake live viewers on X, but I don't know. I've kind of asked the question myself, but I certainly don't pay for any. I don't get paid on X anyway, so getting fake live followers on X would be a little pointless. I'd pay for fake live followers just to get no money. It wouldn't be a very good investment. Yeah, it doesn't look like I have anything else at the moment. Does anyone else have anything they want me to talk about? Any good questions? If not, we'll wrap it up. Nothing crazy in the market today. We had a little pump, but we got that Brad Garlinghouse interview later today. But can I discuss self-custody for XRP? Yeah, we can talk about that. Overall, John, I don't know how much XRP you hold, but I believe it's kind of the goal of me to kind of move away from self-custody overall. I want to move towards things like multi-signature custody. I want to move towards things like institutional custody, insured accounts for my specific clients. But self-custody, ledgers are an okay solution. Things like the Zum wallet are an okay solution. I just don't know if the future of crypto is self-custody. I think the future of crypto is multi-signature. I think the future of crypto is insurance. It's institutional custody. It's qualified custody. Guys, imagine being able to like stake your assets and delegate your assets for a loan without actually having to lose custody of those assets. Those are the kinds of things we're working to do. I just don't think it's realistic that in the future everyone's going to be using cold wallets. I think it's going to be more of a developer thing, and the big institutions are going to use cold wallets for you so you don't have to. I just don't see that being a thing towards mass adoption of crypto. So look, right now in the interim, you need to use cold wallets. You need to use custody. Those things are necessary, but I just don't see it being the long tail of where crypto goes. I think we're going to get professional solutions in here that really clean up the industry. I love that asset custody with insurance. I do insurance. This makes sense. Oh, absolutely. Like we need insurance on accounts. Liquidity pools, yes. Yes. I use Ledger and will not opt in, then it's fine. Yeah, no, look, ledgers aren't bad. I hope I don't come across as like scaring anyone out of their ledger. I just don't think it's the long term of what's going to happen, right? Like the idea that you're holding all your assets on a flash drive under your bed, right? I just think that's going to change. Yo, Espo, good to see you, bro. Love to see you, man. We haven't got to chat in a while. I've been so busy, haven't been able to jump on spaces, but great to see you, Espo. Great to hear from you. One of your clients? Who's one of my clients? Am I getting the new Ledger stacks? No, I'm likely going to be putting all of my XRP in institutional custody. Look, for me, it's just like I'm done doing self-custody, right? I really do think the future of cryptocurrency is like putting your assets with one of the largest custodians in the world, like Mataco or standard custody, and getting insurance on that account, getting multi-sig. Because guys, even if I'm with a ledger and something happens to me, like what happens to my assets, right? They're just gone. And then what happens if someone shows up to my house with a weapon? Like then they can just take my ledger stacks and force me to put in my password. Like there needs to be better solutions than this. What happens if a quantum computer breaks encryption code so they can essentially just guess seed phrases? All of these things are big issues, and that they're the things that the biggest institutional custody players out there are solving on a daily basis. I see ledgers and all of these things as retail level solutions, and I just want something a little more professional for my assets. What's institutional grade custody? It's just what institutions use for their custody. Like think of Ripple. JDE, do you think Ripple for their billions of XRP is just holding it on a ledger? No, of course not, right? Like they have multi-signature, they have insured vaults, they have all these different things to make sure that they have the best possible custody solution out there. And look, many people just don't. Yeah, so I'm sorry, flavor.com, you can't do institutional custody on your own. Like it's only available for businesses. So what we're looking to do at my new firm is be able to set you guys up with business accounts, which will allow you to get the best custody out there that the big institutions are using that typically isn't available. But we'll still be able to bring it to you, Flavor. We'll still be able to bring it to you. You're just going to have to go through our firm, right? It's one of the things we're able to offer as a firm. And it's all about that all-inclusive package, right? So it's a mix, right? That's what we're looking to do. Like how many of you guys actually are working with a crypto tax professional right now? Probably not a lot of you. And if you are working with a tax professional, it's probably just some guy who is applying what he knows on the traditional markets to crypto. So like, look, that's what we hope. We hope to be able to save you guys so much money on the taxes for your crypto and through being able to take loans against your assets and stake your assets, that essentially the services will more than pay for themselves. So the overall goal is, right, like if you're paying, say, 20% in taxes a year, and we can get you down to 15%, then the fee that we're going to be charging for the services is going to be completely minimal, because you're going to be saving so much money through the taxes alone that's going to pay for the services. And you get all the money on top of that, plus the staking, plus the institutional grade custody, plus the insurance. The goal is we're going to help you manage your assets in a way where the fee is nominal, but you're going to make so much money on top of that, it essentially all cancels itself out. So, that's the thing that I think a lot of people forget. Like everything, like to pay the professionals we're going to put you in contact with and that you're going to be working with, it can't be free, right? Or else you're just not going to have professionals. You're going to have a bunch of nobodies doing these things. But the goal is all of these things together over the long run end up making you more money. So we believe that a combination of all these things together is a win-win. I think you're on it. Flavor.com. What institutions will you use to hold your XRP? Lunatics, we're looking for it to be Ripple, essentially. We're hoping Ripple will be holding the XRP for us, and not Ripple themselves. A lot of you know that Ripple recently bought Medico or Metaco, however you say it. We're looking to work with them, and we're looking to work with Standard Charter. So our view is if the custody is good enough for Ripple, it's good enough for us. And we want to just be able to provide you guys like the best custodian out there. Like, we don't want to be like, what did we sat down and we said, what's the best custody we could get? And Ripple's working with a big institution. So Martin Davis, I would reach out to someone in the mastermind group, or I would reach out to Jake or Jonathan. They can work with you to make sure you set that up properly. I'm not specifically on that side. I'm on the wealth management side, but anyone in the mastermind should help get you taken care of. So I would just reach out in the mastermind group with your questions. No, Vegas, we don't do bookkeeping and payroll, but I will say I'm setting that up right now for my own business, and it seems like QuickBooks is great. Mastermind group, I'll do some research on your channel. Yeah, you get a free month free. One of the things that you get access to in the mastermind service is the ability to get into Ripple private equity. So Ripple private equity is one of the things you can get involved with through the mastermind group. And even if you're not an accredited investor, we figured out ways to fund or raise for Ripple. So if you guys want to get into that private group, the best thing to do is just to go to my X account or go to my YouTube account. There's a link under every single video for how you get in, and you can literally get access to Ripple private equity without even being an accredited investor. And it's important to note there's more risk associated with private equity, but there's more reward. So I think that's one of the biggest assets of being in that private group. You're essentially getting access to offers that aren't available anywhere else. I know a lot of people out there want access to Ripple private equity, but can't get it. I think we're actively raising for Ripple right now. And if we're not, there'll probably be another one in the near future. I think we've done 9 or 10 raises for Ripple alone. And I'll give you guys a little secret. I got Ripple shares at $20 when they were trading on other platforms for $45. So some very, very interesting opportunities, I think, in that group. Harbinger says, my issue with private equity is the price usually tanks when the stock goes public. Harbinger, just depends on what price you're getting the private equity for. So I believe if you can get Ripple at a $20 valuation, you're getting a great price, right? If you were getting Ripple at a $100 valuation in the private market, you're getting a bad price. So it all depends on what you're getting the private equity for. My goal, no matter what market I'm getting it, is to make sure the valuation makes sense. Yeah, look, if you get pre-IPO shares that are overvalued, you got pre-IPO shares that are overvalued. If you get pre-IPO shares that are undervalued, you get pre-IPO shares that are undervalued. So, the minimum I think is $5,000, I think, for the Ripple shares. I don't know if that's changed at all, but I will say that the cheapest prices I've seen by far are through the mastermind group. So, I've been in the mastermind group only for that service alone, just to get Ripple shares. I literally just sit in there, and just pay the fee, because the access to the Ripple shares is so insane that, like, how could I not be in there? So, where's the link? Oh, here, I'll show you. Um, so right here on my X page, Mickle. Here's the link for Beyond Broke, and then make sure you use the code Mickle 1 month, and you get your first month free. So you guys can literally join, see if you like it, see if you want to get involved in any of the raises, and then, if you don't like it, right, you can just leave. But most people get access to the private equity, and then they want to stay in the group. Like, don't invest in the private equity and then leave the group, right? That doesn't make any sense. Like, if you're going to invest in private equity, you want to stay in the group, because obviously you want to be in the group as we move through the going public process. So, like you get the free shares, but you also want to make sure you, like, retain into the group. So, look, the whole advantage of this is you don't have to be accredited, and you can actually get in here on way cheaper prices than anywhere else. So just make sure before, like, you get involved in any investments, like, you want to stay in the group. That's why we do this 1 month free trial. Just see if you like it. And it's on my X page, right? So just click on Beyond Broke, do Mickle 1 month, come in for free, right? And then take a look at some of the raises. I can personally say, I don't think I could have gotten a better deal on Ripple shares than through this group. So, fantastic stuff there. All right, guys, I am going to shut it down for now. Guys, thank you so much for coming. Really, really appreciate it. You guys are absolutely amazing. We'll do more questions tomorrow, and hopefully talk about the Brad Garling interview, and hopefully get some exciting news. Guys, thank you so much. And for now, Mickle out.